Well, hello, this is Deborah Johnson, and today we're talking about developing untapped potential. And we're talking about this because a lot of people are asking what's next at mid-career, halftime of life. And potential isn't just something we stumble upon by luck, and it's something that we uncover with intention. And too often we treat potential like a buried treasure sealed away in the past, hidden somewhere that we'll never reach, especially at these times of mid-career, of halftime of life. But the truth is, potential isn't fixed. It's fluid, and it expands or contracts based on what we believe and how we practice and the environment that we create around us. And that's encouraging news because uncovering potential doesn't require really scaling mountains or chasing mysterious clues. It starts with curiosity, growth, and a willingness really to dig deeper into the possibilities that are already within us. So stay tuned. Power of After is for you at mid-career, halftime of life, helping you maximize your skills, resources, and experience. We have courses, products, and help to make this stage of your life your best and most purposeful ever. Don't miss a single article, free download, or podcast. Get all the latest at goalsforyourlife.com/newsletter. Now, let's dive into today's episode. The Fenn Treasure was a cache of gold and jewels that Forrest Fenn, an art dealer and author from Santa Fe, New Mexico, he hid in the U.S. Rocky Mountains. And after diagnosed with cancer in 1988, he was inspired to hide a treasure chest in an outdoor location with the purpose of creating a public search for it, as he felt he did not have long to live. So he wrote a book with a poem giving a clue to its location, and thousands of people participated in the search for the treasure. And the treasure was finally uncovered in 2020, and he died shortly after. Well, potential is like uncovered treasure, but how often do we search in earnest to uncover our potential? I mean, we talk about potential as if it were a fixed treasure just buried inside of us, either maxed out for years ago or not currently relevant, especially at mid-career or halftime of life. And research tells us a different story. Potential is not static, but it's a capacity that grows or shrinks based on our beliefs, our practice, motivation, and environment. And that's good news. And it doesn't take hiking in the Rocky Mountains or 10 years of interpreting mixed clues to discover and expand on our potential. In this day of technological growth of AI and other tools, it means that there are tools designed to discover more and more of your current potential based on much of your past experience and your skill set. And it means that you can craft and design your days, your work, and your learning so that more of your talent and ability expands and becomes visible. And this article that's included with this and this show, it distills what science and seasoned practitioners have learned about turning untapped potential into meaningful performance with pragmatic steps that you can start this week. So let's define untapped potential. Well, untapped potential is the value that you could create, but you currently don't because of skill gaps, unhelpful habits, low quality feedback, misaligned roles, or limiting stories about who you are. It's like that buried treasure that hasn't been found yet, but it holds tremendous potential. Now, in growth terms, it's the difference between your present performance and your possible performance under better conditions. And those conditions are largely buildable. Now, mindset is the first condition, and it sets the groundwork for beliefs, effort, and learning. And then comes the method of how we proceed and get feedback. And after that is motivation. So what are we surrounding ourselves with that inspires and motivates us? Well, environment, community, and our surroundings, they have a huge effect on the outcome. And we'll approach each of these as levers that can be turned on or turned off. So lever one, reset the mindset that governs growth. This is very important. Mindset is behind so many things in life. And decades of research show that people with a growth mindset, the belief that abilities can be developed, they engage longer, they seek feedback, and they rebound better from setbacks than those who believe that talent is just fixed. Now, Carol Dweck clearly defines growth and a fixed mindset in her book, Mindset. It's very worth reading. And a growth mindset, it doesn't mean anything is possible, but instead it means more is possible with the right process. So here's 3 practical moves that you can immediately apply, and make sure you get the article with this, and you will see these practical moves. Number 1, watch your labels. Replace, oh, I'm just not good at such and such with, oh, I'm just not good at such and such yet. That tiny word, yet. It keeps effort online. Praise the process. Compliment strategies, preparation, and persistence in yourself and others rather than focusing on just being smart. This cultivates learning behaviors. So many of us just want to be the smartest person in the room. And measure progress, not perfection. Track leading indicators such as practice minutes applied to most any field, any drafts or any reps completed. And you can do this along with documenting your outcomes. And the visibility of progress, it sustains and encourages us when we think we're not moving as fast as we want to. Now, here's a reality check. Mindset is it's not magic. It unlocks effort, but without a design for practice, motivation, and environment, enthusiasm just burns out. And it brings us to the next lever number 2, upgrade how you practice. Oh, I love this one. I have a lot of experience in this one. Most of us repeat what we already do well, which cements plateaus. Breakthroughs come from deliberate practice. And I've spoken quite a bit about this relating to music, especially as I've spent years training as a concert pianist. Now, I don't perform many of the classical compositions I studied years ago, but the technique and the habits I developed have served me very well through the years. And that same principle applies to almost any performance field, including athletics, and it also readily applies to lifelong learning principles. And we have the ability to highly focus our training on specific weaknesses with immediate feedback. And the main takeaway from the book, Peak, Secrets from the New Science of Expertise by Anders Ericsson and Robert Poole, is that expert performance is not just the result of innate talent, but of deliberate, purposeful practice. And Ericsson's research shows that mastery in any field, it could be music, sports, business, or beyond, comes from pushing beyond one's comfort zone through focused, structured, and feedback-driven training. This has been proven in many, many fields, and they document that evidence. Rather than mindless repetition, deliberate practice involves clear goals, consistent, constant evaluation, and refinement of specific skills. I've spoken about this. And their book emphasizes that potential is far more flexible than most people believe. And with the right mindset, environment, and commitment to improvement, anyone can achieve extraordinary levels of performance far beyond maybe their imagination of what they felt like they could do. For example, how to apply deliberate practice outside sports and music. Well, define the skill precisely, and then your skill could be become a better communicator. Well, that's vague. Instead, you want to go deliver a concise executive update in under 3 minutes with one story, one chart, and one clear ask. Well, that is very specific, and it's trainable. Then set some goals with short, hard reps. Practice the skills in 10 to 15-minute segments with full focused concentration, repetition. And then get rapid feedback. Use a coach, a colleague, or even a rubric to score the attempt and adjust one variable and try again. I mean, video is a great feedback loop, but don't give up and set small, measurable goals based on increased difficulty. And your brain will adapt to this. It's a very, very powerful engine. So let's move on to lever 3. Use motivation that actually endures. Now, motivation comes in different flavors, like ice cream, right? Self-determination theory, STD, as stated in an article. I put the right resource in this article that comes with it, Deci and Ryan. They maintain that an understanding of human motivation is based on autonomy, which is choice, competence, and a sense of getting better, and relatedness, which is connection to others. Now, chasing external rewards, it can kickstart action, but intrinsic motives that we have inside of us, they keep you in the game when it gets really, really hard. So here's some practical steps to this. I'm big on this. Define your core values. What is most important to you, along with decisions based on your desired and anticipated lifestyle. Extremely important. A great resource for this is in the appendix of my book, Stop Circling. I spent a whole section on this. It's very helpful. It's very applicable. Then write a purpose paragraph. And if you've had a chance to read your own obituary, what would you want said about your life? And what story would your life tell? And then what type of work do you want to give yourself to in this chapter of your life that is inspiring? And how does it express your values and something that you are so excited about? And then create at least one main new goal based on that purpose. Identify very, very small steps that are achievable and measurable. You want them achievable. Don't set something huge, lofty that you'll never do. And then you want to convert goal language into a self-identity phrase. For example, instead of just, I'm going to run 3 times a week, say this: I'm a runner that doesn't miss twice. That's identity-based goals, and it changes our mindset into our new normal, and we're going to own that. And then make progress obvious. Now, a simple weekly scoreboard or just a check-off list with a one-page habit tracker provides the encouragement and momentum just to keep effort alive. You know what you've accomplished. And celebrate those wins. And then focus on gratefulness. This is so important. Write one specific note of appreciation at least once a week to somebody connected to your growth. And you'll reinforce relatedness while expanding your support network. Another important part of this is to create a space that invites productivity as well as inspiration, and let your creative instincts be a part of this. However, too much physical clutter, I deal with this, believe it or not, it can cause mental clutter. So, plan and clear often. I'm always clearing off stacks. I'm printing out things. I need to get rid of those. So here, let's talk about uncovering hidden strengths that you've been ignoring with this untapped potential. It often hides in overlooked strengths, abilities that feel just maybe too easy to you. So you discount them. And a quick way to surface these is with 3 lenses. Energy lens. Which tasks leave you more energized afterwards? That's the energy lens. What about excellent lens? What do others consistently praise you for? And ease lens. What do you do unusually fast with high quality? Wow. Now you want to look to see where those 3 lenses overlap, and it gives you a credible edge. And to validate it, run just a 14-day test where you deliberately spend 20 to 30% time more on those tasks and track your results. And often this sort of flywheel effect with better performance, more trust, and higher leverage opportunities, it just reveals itself quickly. Now, in the article included with this, there is an illustration of this, of that little flywheel, those 3 areas. So make sure that you get it. So last, we're going to briefly touch on this. I'll talk more about this in another podcast, but crafting a personal operating system or a POS. Talent compounds when you standardize how you work. A simple POS reduces decision fatigue and it frees attention for creative effort. Now, here's the basic components to mentally install. Review. This is your plan. You review all plans the night before. So the next morning, you are using less brain energy. Now, your weekly plan should have been reviewed the previous weekend. You want to take off all of that weight of having to decide what to do first. And then you should have a morning launch sequence. Even if you're a night person, you should have something. You can spend 10 to 20 minutes of movement, planning, and one hard starter tasks. And this is when I spend time with a personal devotion and I write in my journal. And then I add to this time with exercise and walking our little dog, Amelia, when we're in town. That's my routine. And then pay attention to your energy levels throughout each day to plan most effectively for productive tasks. This is your personal operating system. Personally, I aim to accomplish more difficult thinking, writing, and even recording tasks in the morning hours. I like to get outside in the afternoon if I can for a little bit, and then just do rote work. Now, potential is not a promise. It's a design problem. When you align mindset, method, and motivation, and you protect your energy, you create conditions where your capability just compounds. So start small, track progress, and let the system do its work. And your future self will feel inevitable, not because it always existed, but because you've built it patient by patient, step by step by step. So I hope this inspires you. When you're asking what's next, you're thinking, oh, I've already done so much. What sort of potential do I have? Oh, don't bury those dreams. Don't keep it hidden like hidden treasure. Spend some time, journal, spend some time uncovering it and know that there are so many available resources and tools at this time of your life. It's a great time of life. So I hope you've enjoyed this. This is Deborah Johnson with Power of After. We have many programs, powerofafter.com. You can see some of those. I have some of our elite programs as well as online programs. So make sure you connect with me. I also do a certain number of live events. So I'd love to connect with you online. So make sure you connect with us. And I'll look forward to also being with you again next time. So bye-bye for now. Thanks so much for spending time with me today. I love bringing you insights to help you maximize your skills, resources, and experience at mid-career and beyond so that you can make your next chapter your most impactful and purposeful yet. I'm Deborah Johnson, and I can't wait to be with you again next time on the Power of After show.